Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Scotia, and today marks the start of a new challenge for the channel. Hopefully, to bring you guys some good content. Um, as you can see on the Explorer map, I have just Canada gold right now and some other silvers and bronzes. I'm going to be attempting to gold every country on the Explorer mode. Of course, we're going to have to do this moving. No moving your NPC would be very difficult in some rounds, or some countries, I should say. Um, so the settings, we're going to do moving. We're going to do a 3-minute time limit. Just to keep the videos 15 minutes tops. Obviously, sometimes I might need to up this in countries like, I don't know, Ukraine, where I can't read the language and it's quite large. I might need a bit more time to figure out where we're at to get those 25Ks, but we're going to try to do 15-minute max 25K rounds um, on all the countries to get us all gold on Explorer mode. So this marks the start of the challenge, and I hope you guys can join along for the whole journey. And other than that, we're going to get right into Canada. Alright, so we're going to the first Canada 25K attempt. I think what I'll do for these videos is I'll probably just do one attempt, see how far we can make it, and then the next clip will hopefully be my successful 25K of the round. Obviously, some of them might take me a while. I don't assume this one will take me too long, so I'll just post the raw clips of me getting 25K. Hopefully with the one attempt and the completed attempt, we can keep the videos less than 30 minutes, I think is what I'll aim for. So yeah, I'll try to commentate, but obviously if I'm attempting one for a while, I'm not going to be commentating on all of them. But for the first one here, 403, I think, I actually don't remember what 403 area code is. It might be Alberta though. We do have red plates, which, yeah, so definitely Alberta here. I think we're just gonna see if we can get to a major intersection or junction. Although it looks like we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, so let's see what we can do. A little bit slow going down this road, but keep trucking it until we get to a junction with useful information. And like I said, we'll do a 3-minute time limit on each of the rounds that we can. If I have hours of attempts and have not gotten close to 25K, I will up the time or make it unlimited so I can actually complete the 25K challenge, as that is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is not to get it in under 15 minutes. The ultimate goal is to get a 25K on each country. So we'll do it by any means necessary. Although, you know, countries like Canada, US, I think we should be able to get them within 15 minutes. So yeah, let's just keep trucking it along and see what we can do. Finally got to a little junction here. Although we still don't seem to be anywhere useful. Might be a highway name here. Am I tripping? Is there not just a sign there? Must just be tripping. Alberta 11A and 752. And we're actually out of time. So there's the 11. 752. We're somewhere around here. Fortunately, we didn't get to 5K there. Pretty close. So I'll just finish this seed off with quick attempts. And then the next one you'll see should be my 25K. But this one looks like Cape Breton or Newfoundland. I think I'll actually go... I think I'll just go Cape Breton here. Basically a 5K again. Lucky guess there. Not lucky, I mean I knew it was Cape Breton or Newfoundland, but it worked out. Next one should be just Manitoba, I want to say. Although This type of landscape almost looks like DEI, but I have mistaken them before. So let's get this round over with. And then that way you guys can see the successful attempts. So 417s around here. And BC probably... I'll go Vancouver Island on this one. Wasn't. Okay, so 2022 or 22,000 first attempt. As you can see, my knowledge of Canada is quite good. 417, 401. Hey, Breton, nice guess there. So that's just a little sneak peek of what I'll be running in Canada, but see you in the 25K round. Alright, so I'm just going to throw this game in this video. This is not my 25K, but it was a really nice game. So we start off here, actually in Nova Scotia, where I'm from. This is just by the Halifax Shopping Center. I've been here many times, so just really easy, recognizable place. It was actually more work to find it on the map than to know where it was. So anyway, I worked this one out, and I'll finish commentating the rest of this round, or the rest of this game, sorry. And then the 25K game will be after this. Spoiler alert, I did end up getting a 25K. So yeah, I'll commentate this one. I'll put a timestamp on the screen so you can skip to the 25K if you don't want to watch this one. I do end up getting a 24.97 here, so really close one, but got the first 5K there in Nova Scotia. So yeah, like I said, I'm from Nova Scotia, so very familiar with the province. Been around, and if I've not been around, I've at least heard of most cities and towns in the province. So I think this next one here is also in Nova Scotia again, so super helpful, super advantageous for 25Ks. Yeah, I think I might speed some of this up. I'm not sure how this video will look, but yeah, I'm just going to do the voiceover for this one, and then I'm going to do a voiceover for my 25K round as well, as I was not commentating those rounds when I was playing them. And I might as well mention I predominantly am a no moving player. I don't really play moving ever other than the daily challenge, which I'll also be posting every day for the foreseeable future, so check those out as well. Yeah, when I play moving, I find I sometimes have trouble getting out of subdivisions or getting to main roads to actually find information. So here I see Geonova. Geonova is actually a name I was considering for this channel, but I voted against, or I decided to not go with it, as you can tell. I just went with Scotia, or Geoscotia. Shout out Nova Scotia. So the sign says Amherst, so just another city, or town I should say, in Nova Scotia that is quite, you know, it's not a huge town, but it's quite well known. So I zoom in here, look for the, whatever that center was, but I didn't find it at first, so at least I know the town now. Still a minute on the clock, so pretty confident I can get this one down. And it says there's a hospital down south, so or southwards, I should say. So I see that hospital down there, and I end up, I believe, finding. Yeah, so I go back to this my start point. I can't tell if that says recent. I thought it said recent, but as you can see in the map here, it actually says Regent. And I'll just check the other sign to make sure we're at the right intersection, and it's Clifford Street. And there's Clifford Street right there. So that's the second 5K down, 2 down in Nova Scotia. Super nice start. I can't really ask for anything better as a Nova Scotian. Next one here, right away I know this is Ontario. The front license plates are very, I mean, they're very common in Ontario. Ontario requires front license plates. And if you're watching this, I might as well drop some more knowledge on you. So in Canada, only I think 4 provinces are required to have front license plates. That is Ontario, British Columbia, Manitoba. Actually, yeah, I guess it's just 3. And then New Brunswick, I believe, used to be mandatory front license plates, and then they changed to no mandatory fronts in 2018 maybe. So New Brunswick, you can sometimes see them there, but just Ontario, British Columbia, and Manitoba are required to have front license plates, so super helpful when distinguishing between the provinces if you're not too familiar with Canadian metas. Feel free to comment on any of these videos, or I think my email is my YouTube account, so please get in contact with me if you have any questions. I'd love to chat with anyone in the community trying to grow this channel and get more involved in the Geoguessr scene. So this one I get to Wayne Gretzky Street, or Wayne Gretzky Avenue, whatever it's called. And that would be helpful, but I'm not sure where that's at. But then we see the Brantford Police Station. And I knew Brampton was a city there, but Brantford sounded familiar, but I wasn't exactly sure where Brantford was at. And I believe I do end up finding, obviously I do end up finding it, but yeah, so just there is Brantford. Decently sized city outside of the GTA. So looking for Wayne Gretzky run, I guess it's called. Wayne Gretzky Street at this point, as it's probably the biggest street I can see. So I'm just going to go line up a road, see if we can find roads that correlate, and then we go Wayne Gretzky Parkway, it's actually called. So I head back to the start point, check this intersection around Stanley and Campbell, head back to the main drag, and I believe is this Wayne Gretzky Street? No, this is Elgin. So we're on Elgin, and there's Stanley, so then we just have to find Campbell, and I think it takes me a sec, but do I end up finding it? 25 seconds left on the clock. Cutting this one a little bit close, but we do end up getting it right there. And just to confirm, Campbell, Stanley, and that's the third one down. Fourth one here. This is the round that actually gave me some trouble. I went this way off the start, couldn't really tell which way to go, and I get brought to a cul-de-sac, and then I see some signs over here, and it's in French, so I know we're in Quebec or New Brunswick, but definitely looks very French architecture, so Quebec. I'm hesitant going over this bridge, but I do it anyway, and we get to a dead end. So I've already wasted over 30 seconds at this point, and have gotten no information other than we're in Quebec, which I kind of already knew because it kind of looked like that. So I head back the other way to try to find actually useful or no, I actually go back the same way like an idiot. So I go back to the start again, and yeah, go over this bridge. So that's why I was hesitant of going over the other bridge, is because both of those bridges look like pretty small and not like they would lead to a main drag. But of course, my luck, this one actually does, and we find some street names here, and we do everything we can. But obviously, street names only get you so far. You have to know, the town or city you're in before you can look for street names, or else you'll be here all day. So I basically just keep going until I find more information. And I usually check these bus stops or kind of plaza signs like this one here for a town or city name, but these are of no help. So I just had to keep going. These also typically have information on them, but these ones don't, of course. And yeah, lots of information here, just nothing that actually was helpful. So, we're down to just over a minute now. And, having 3 down, I was pretty helpful on this seed, but I get taken down the wrong road. And, this round just didn't really go well. I think if I would have had an extra 30 seconds, I think if I didn't go the wrong way at the start, I probably could have 5K'd this one. As you'll see in a second, I do find some useful information and get relatively close, but just can't pinpoint that with the limited time I had. Little park there, but same thing. Parks aren't so helpful once you know where you're at. So finally I get to a sign here, the 13 and 640. I find the A640 pretty quickly, and then follow that down, and I think I find the 640. There's the 13, so 13, and so yeah, just 10 seconds left at this point. I only had about 20 seconds with relevant information, so I tried my best, but tried to look for a street sign last second, couldn't make anything out, so just went for a guess. In hindsight, that little bridge there, that island, was super gettable. I think if I just would have clued in where I started at, we would have got that. But anyway, that was the fourth round, so I just carry on with the fifth round here. We have Oak River Memorial Arena, and instantly just looks like small town prairies, Saskatchewan and Alberta. So I'll just see if Oak River pops up at the start of it all. I don't think it would, but it's worth a shot if it does. So I just start heading down the road to try to find a highway name, as it's typically more helpful than a city name. I see this sign, so I keep going, and it just says Oak River, which I already knew we were in Oak River. And there we go. So we find the 24 and the 354. So I start looking for it, and I think, yeah, Oak River right there. So I find it super quickly. Only a minute in at this point, and I pretty much have the 5K. These small towns are super quick to 5K because there's only a few roads. And the Oak River Memorial Rink is right there. So I 5K this one in just about a minute. And we get a 24.976 in 10 minutes. So, you know, I'm quite proud of this run. I was lucky enough to have 2 seeds in Nova Scotia. Of course, the first one there just in Halifax. I've been there a million times. That was the easy one, just 46 seconds to get that 5K. Second one in Amherst, another quick one. I knew where Amherst was. Third one did take me a while, but we ended up getting there. And then, of course, the fourth Montreal round. Very, very frustrating there, especially to get this very easily 5Kable fifth round in Oak River. So yeah, so now on to the 25K. Spoiler alert, of course, but so instantly we get dropped down here. Looks like Ontario, we're Quebec. We have the red stop sign, so we're in Quebec, as well as the no front license plates. Check the bus stop. See Saint Jean Eudes. That is no help to me in big town like Montreal, or potentially Montreal, I should say. So I look for the bus, just as going to the terminal, so that's not helpful. And yeah, just same kind of jazz, looking for a city name, a town name. And we just see Ville de Quebec, so I assume we're in Quebec City here. I mean Ville de Quebec, en français, you know, Quebec City. So I instantly zoom in there. But obviously I need to find a street name, so looking for that now. Apparently Quebec doesn't like to put street signs up where normal places do, so anyway, I do find Bourg Royal. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, French accent, but I'm gonna call it Bourg Royal. And so I think I just lined up the road here. Okay, so I see there's a big city a little bit south, so I figured we're a bit out of the city, and yeah, I zoom right in on Bourg Royal. So super lucky. I mean, not all lucky. I did know that the city was to the south, so it was just kind of lucky how quickly we found that. So now we're on Bourg Royal. We're gonna go back to the start, find out what this the road off Bourg Royal was. Of course they blur the road sign. Saint Voileur, I think it's called. So I started looking for it, and I do have some trouble here finding it. I think I skip over it at first. Yeah, it's right there, but skipped over it. No, that happens. Can't get it every time. I'm no Blinky, but I aspire to be Blinky one day. That's why I'm practicing. That's why I'm doing this series, so I can improve my moving skills. And I would say by the time I recorded this 25K round, I already have improved pretty significantly from when I started. So finally we find Saint Viateur. That's not Valeur, it's Viateur. And we get the 5K. Round 3. Instantly I think this looks like Eastern Canada. And then we see NSLC, so Nova Scotia Liquor Corporation. So we're in Nova Scotia once again. Although I don't recognize this one off the bat, so I'm just gonna have to road to see if I can find a town name, as I'd probably recognize it. Nothing really up here, so I head back to the start. And there's a hockey rink here, Bridgewater. I know where Bridgewater is at. Pretty big town for Nova Scotia. I think I've only been here a few times. I don't really recognize this place, but after looking at the plaza a little bit, I think I actually have been to the subway on the sign there before. So another Nova Scotia round. Very lucky, very gettable. Still looking for street names here. Bridgewater is a pretty small town. It's much different than looking in Montreal or Toronto. So I think we find it pretty quick here. There's Exhibition near the hockey arena, and there's the NSLC, and there's High Street. So we're on this road, and now it does take me just a second to figure out exactly where we are with all these bends and curves and entrances to the plaza, but High Street and Dufferin. So High Street's right there. Put my marker down just to know where we're at, and we're a little bit south of High Street, or north, I should say. So I just want to go down and make sure this is Exhibition Drive. So we're about halfway down, right by the Piece of Delight. And yeah, like I said, just going to make sure this is Exhibition Drive. It is. And so I think we're about halfway between Exhibition and High Street. And so I zoom in on the Piece of Delight. And this is a quick, I mean, it took 2 minutes still. Could have been a lot faster, but we still got there in 2 minutes. Next one here looks like Eastern Canada again off the bat. See the 121 and B, New Brunswick. So I instantly go in, try to find the 121. And I do find it relatively quickly, I believe. And there we go, 121 right there. And of course these roads do go on pretty long, so a highway's great, but town name is still necessary once we have the highway name. And looking at all these shops, there's no town name on any of those shops, so I just keep moving it along. I figured a small town like this would likely have a town name or city name on it, on the buildings, as small towns in Eastern Canada are typically pretty proud of where they're from. But like I said, I look at those kind of flags on the poles, no information on them once again. And we find Queen Street, but again, no help unless we know what town we're in. And I do end up finding the town, I think just up the road here. I noticed some train tracks heading northeast, so I instantly look for those. And I see the train tracks right there, and they are heading northeast. Although, so there we go, Sussex Fire Department. I know where Sussex is. Takes me a second to find it on the map again, but I'm right hovering over it, don't see it, there we go. So we're in Sussex, or, I mean, Sussex, I guess if you want to say that. I'm not going to be the one to say that. So yeah, instantly, I think this might be a bit confusing with the kind of, you know, this little triangle piece of grass here, the trees, and all these roads. So I look at the clock, still a minute on the clock left, so I know we're going to have a lot of time to finish this one. Looking for the street name I was actually on, and I find Main Street and Maple, and Maple is right there, and then Main Street, of course, is the bigger street. So I don't want to mess this up. This is the fourth round, or I guess it's the third round, and we're just down here by Moffat's Hardware, in front of the Sharps drugstore, and BMO. So I zoom in, there's a BMO, and there's the drugstore, and there's our 5K. Yeah, have a drink of my Happy Dad. Nut Boys Happy Dad, shout out Nut Boys. Not a bad drink. Not great, not bad though. So next one here, instantly in Quebec with this highway marker, 116. Instantly in the find at 116, and I find it right away. Now, this is pretty rural, so I'm not hopeful of finding a town name, so I was kind of hoping to find a town name, and yeah, it says writing east on the 116. So I just head down the road here, still lots of time left to go find a town or a city. But I was a little worried about this one. These rounds can be tricky if you don't have any information. So luckily up here I do find the Club de Golf Canton, so the Canton Golf Course. And so I just quickly skimmed for Canton or Canton, if it's a town. I doubt it is because of all the French name places here. And Canton, I mean, it's not really a French sounding name. So I kind of gauge how far or how long the 116 is, see if there's any cantons around. There's a Victoriaville from the last, or I don't think that was the last video, but I had a Victoriaville round in another clip that wouldn't make this video. Looking along the 116, heads all the way from Montreal to Quebec City, so very, very long highway. And now we're at a minute and a half left, and I'm getting a little bit worried as there's no canton, and I haven't found the golf course. So I decided the best course of action. I actually do see the golf club right there, but it's the wrong one. I decided to line up the highway, or line up the road angle, and look along the 116 for an angle that matches, and hopefully we can find the golf course within a minute. So I started at the bottom, start going up. It's all a little bit too east to west to fit where we're at right now. East to west, east to west. And here's a bit more northerly, so this is kind of what we're looking for. And this lines up really well, but isn't quite what we're looking for. So I just keep trucking along, and boom, there we go, the Club de Golf Canton. So we found the golf course, head back to the start at this intersection, and yeah, there's only one intersection there, so I'm pretty confident we're there, but gotta get this exact. So we're not quite at the actually we are right on the main drag, so 5K, 3 meters, on to round 5. Last round here instantly looks like Quebec architecture or Ontario. I head down the street if the game will let me. Sorry for this moving and the black screens and the lag. My internet's not great, and like I said, I'm from Nova Scotia, so quite a ways away from the Geoguessr headquarters where the servers are. But anyway, I see Mississauga on that sign, so I know it's in Ontario, but quite a large place. So I see where there's actually a highway right over the woods or the bushes here. So I head there, try to find some more useful information than that South Service Street. And yeah, like I said, this movement is brutal, and I apologize for the lag, but nothing I can really do about that. So I find where there's a 17 what was that called? Kawartha? There's the 20, looking for the 17. There's the 17 right there. So line up the highway just to make sure we are in the right area. And Queen Elizabeth Highway does line up perfectly, so I know we're in the right spot. Zoom into the 17, and there we go. Cawthra, I think it might be Cawthra Street. So I know we're relatively close to here, and this is the point I realized I did have the 25K. So pretty excited here, still a minute and a half left. So I think I'm gonna head back to the start and figure out how I got to that highway. So we're heading north towards the highway, northwest I should say. And we have South Service Road. So runs parallel to the highway, so pretty easy to find. And then we're on Hague Boulevard. And we're just off of this little parking lot off Hague Boulevard. So Hague Boulevard right there. I think we're right there. There's this little side street that lines up perfectly. So I just want to make sure we're at the right entrance. And yeah, so just pinpointing this, don't want to mess it up in the last round. And there's the last 5K. So got the 25K, got the perfect gold medal, in 11 minutes and 34 seconds, only 31 meters away. So quite happy with how this seed went. First round was in Quebec City, quite an easy one there. Like I said, second one in Nova Scotia, my hometown, my home province I should say. Third one's in Sussex, not too far away. Fourth one just outside of Montreal, near Warwick, the Canton Golf Course, or Canton. And the last one in Mississauga. So yeah, overall, really happy with how this seed went. I think we're gonna have to add another clip into this so I can keep talking, which I'll see you then. So we got 25K. We'll scroll down here, Scotia. 25K, 11 minutes and 34 seconds. Quite happy with that time. Top 25 times are under 4.5 minutes, with top scores being about 3 minutes. I don't know if these people cheat or how accurate these are, and I know these maps by Geoguessr are not the best, but they only count for Explorer mode, so that's why I'm doing them. Still good practice. So yeah, 11 minutes, pretty happy with that. I think I actually started a spreadsheet. I think this is the best way to track our progress here. So as you can see, I have this Explore mode status. I have the country, our score, not 250,000, just 25,000. So every country we do, of course, I'll start with Canada. Next will probably be USA. So I put a score here. We got a gold medal, and we did it in 11 minutes and 34 seconds. So yeah, I'm gonna keep track of these. I'll put this on every video we do here in the spreadsheet. But other than that, thanks for watching. We'll be back. I think I'm gonna try to do one of these per week. That will give me a week to get 25Ks or a gold medal in some difficult countries. So obviously, I think some of the difficult countries to get will be like I mentioned earlier, Ukraine, Russia, those countries that are really big, and I can't actually read or understand their language. Might be difficult to get 25K, so we'll just go for a gold medal. We'll go for a gold medal here, and if we don't get 25K, that will be listed here, and then that way we can see which country we 25K'd on, which ones we still have a gold medal on, which ones we have to work on. So yeah, this will be an ongoing challenge for the channel. I hope this will help grow the channel. I love to get more involved in the community, as I mentioned, so it'll also give me good practice as I've been wanting to brush up on a lot of countries, especially on my bucket list right now is Japan, learning the pull plates. But anyway, that's a discussion for another day. This is what we're going to do to track our scores. First one's down. I hope you all enjoyed watching. Leave a comment, any tips, any criticisms. I'm open for anything. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.